Hello everyone and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, rotation-proof domain. Yeah, I tried it. Basically, with the upcoming rotation, we're gonna lose the triland lands, the 3-color lands that are also 3-color land base for domain deck, which is so important in playing Atraxa, getting domain for Leyline Binding and her migration, and really pushing the envelope against faster decks, because otherwise, we're just going to die while we're trying to ramp. But I'm trying to come up with a rotation-proof version without those very, very special lands, and hopefully still get us there. So, how do we do that? Well, in this deck, we got a few tricks up our sleeves. We still have, of course, the endgame combo with Atraxa and getting all the cards, but we're going to ramp with Glimpse the Core. You might think, hey, Glimpse the Core only brings in a forest, so how does that work? Well, there's actually 2 effects to Glimpse the Core if you never actually bothered to care about the other effect, which is bring a cave on your graveyard into the battlefield. Well, how's that going to be any useful? What kind of cave can we get, right? Something funny. We have one card called Promising Vein, which is a cave that basically searches for a basic land in your deck and puts it in the battlefield tap. So it's Evolving Wilds. Not a good Evolving Wilds because it costs 1 extra for Evolving Wild, but it is a card that we can bring back with Glimpse the Core that help us filter our mana base a little bit better. That's about it. That's the only cave that we can put in. Funny enough, Cavern of Souls, somehow not a cave. What the heck, man? Wizard, fix that. Why is Cavern of Soul not it says Cavern in the name. I don't know. Okay, another way we can get domain for Leyline Binding is Leyline of the Guildpact. Leyline of the Guildpact makes all of our lands any or all basic land types. So if we draw this early game, or draw this turn 1, I should say, right? Put it into play, and our Leyline Binding just costs 1 starting the game. That is insanely good. And then the other ramps we have in the deck is a little bit tricky. We have 3 Ancient Cornucopia to replace the Topiary Stompers. And this is oh so amazing in domain deck because we have multicolored cards. Every time we play, we gain 4 life for each Cornucopia in play. That's sick. We also have 1 Case of the Lockhouse. We have a lot of lands in this deck, so we definitely can play extra lands on the turns we play after we play Case. And then once we have 7 lands, we solve, and then we can play the top card of our library if it's a land or creature or enchantment, which is basically the rest of the deck. All right, and then we also have 1 Omen Path Journey. Omen Path Journey can basically search out 5 lands from our deck, and then every turn put 1 into play at random. So what we want to do is search out our surveillance or surveil lands, and then we're going to be able to surveil every turn while putting a land into play. That will be pretty useful as well. So that's kind of the idea of all the additional ramps in the deck. The rest of the deck is pretty standard. I'm going to move this to the side here. So in the early game, we're going to have 4 Glimpse the Core, 4 Lightning Helix. Ramp, removal. And then if that is not enough removal, we also have 4 temporary lockdown to lock down our opponent against Boros, against mono red. These are going to be pretty useful. I only have 3 Cornucopia, that's why I only put 3 here. I would definitely run 4 if I had 4. And then we have 1 Case of the Lockhouse. We have Locked Hothouse. We have 1 Omen Path Journey and 2 Leyline of the Guildpact. Leyline of the Guildpact is very good in triggering the other Leyline, but it's kind of a dead card afterwards, so I don't want to have too many. So I have 2 in the deck. You can decide whether or not you want to have 4, because afterwards, what this does is just 4 mana to play a spell, and if you have Cornucopia, you gain 5 life. That's all it is. And then we have 1 Final Showdown and 2 Sunfall. Now the Final Showdown is definitely something that I would consider cutting if you have an extra Cornucopia. It's good, but it's not great, right? It definitely does instant speed removal, but it costs 3 white mana for that to happen. And we're pretty taxed on white mana, even though we do have temporary lockdown and Sunfall and stuff that we have a lot of white mana in. 3 is a little bit much. And then we have, of course, 4 Leyline Binding, 4 Her Migration, 4 Atraxa Grand Unifier. That is the 12-card Atraxa combo that you always have to have in an Atraxa deck. So, of course, land deck, very land heavy, 26 lands total. So let's talk about the lands, right? We have 2 plains, 1 island, 1 swamp, 2 mountains, 6 forests. Should be pretty obvious why all the cards are there the way it is. 2 planks to help us play Lockdown, Sunfall, all that stuff. 2 mountains to help us play Lightning Helix if we need to. And then 6 forests because we're mostly green in the rest of the deck. And 2 Cavern of Souls for Atraxa in case our opponent counters. 1 Demolition Field, definitely help us filter our lands while popping our opponent's lands. 1 Murex in case our opponent is a control deck. We need something that can kind of push the envelope even if they're countering everything else. And then 2 Promising Veins to help us fetch out the lands that we need. And then 4 Surveil lands to tuck underneath Open Path Journey. You probably want to have 5, but I could not fit in a 5th land because I want all these basic lands in here. And then 2 fast lands in green-red and 2 fast lands in green-white because we want to have fast lands in the early game to be able to play our Glimpse the Core and Lightning Helix. And also, there's no slow lands left. They're all rotate out as well. So that is the current version of the Domain control, sort of. Just basically Domain Atraxa deck. Let's see how it does. Alright, our opponent is Lalalo. Cool. This is not a great hand at all. Opener. At least we have Leyline Binding. And we can... Razorverge Stick is not going to help, but we can try to get a white with the Her Migration. Still kind of scary. We have Atraxa, but to get to Atraxa, that's going to take a million turns. So I don't think I can mulligan this hand. I have 2 lands and land fetches. Let's hope they're not super aggro. They are super aggro. Warden it is. Alright, so how do I do this? Razorverge Thicket. I don't need to put out a forest because Glimpse will automatically get a forest. But I don't know if I can Glimpse turn 2. I think I might have to Her Migration turn 2 just to stay alive. Here it comes. Not to the top, okay. At least not a Night Errant yet. So yeah, good thing I played Razorverge Thicket turn 1, because this will give me... this is not going to be nice. He has Night Errant, I am screwed. Yeah, he has Night Errant here. So I'm gonna gain 3 life. Then I'm gonna take like 5 damage here. I can only hope he whiffs, but we all know he's not gonna whiff. Let's face the facts, right? No way he whiffs here. Yep. And it's a pretty fast reload too. Get a white mana. Doesn't even come into play. Okay. Well, I mean, I have to do this for this turn. So let's lock everything down. This has to happen. And next turn I get the Cornucopia into Glimpse. That's not great. Warden. Resolute Reinforcement. Can I Cornucopia into a Binding? I cannot. I needed this like a long time ago. Alright, so this is not going to help. So we have to Cornucopia this turn. Right? And then we'll just die to whatever happens. Opening that life. Get a forest. Novice Inspector. 1, 2, 3. That's 4 plus 4. That's 8. Yep. Lots of damage. Good for you. Can't play the Atraxa here, even though I can. Oh no, I cannot. So we'll Sunfall and hold up. I mean, I'll tap this for part of the Sunfall, I guess. Just confused the heck out of our opponent. Like, why did he leave the red up? Alright, at least I have a temporary blocker. Warden again. Cool. Novice Inspector. Less cool. Look at that reload. This is crazy. Alright, he's out of cards. Pass to attacker. Let's turn this creature alive. Now he can make that fly next turn and that will hurt me a lot. But this also gains me... Actually, no, this is good. This gains me 4 life, which I'll take. And then now my Leyline Binding costs 1. Yeah, of course he draws a card. Novice Inspector again. Maybe he's gonna try to make it fly. He can't do it right now with what he has. To the top, you say? He wants to draw it. Whoa. That's gutsy. It's just 1 life, right? I don't think this is all color. Oh, okay. Goodbye. Whatever. I didn't even get to Atraxa. Alright, our opponent is Oscar Quintana? Quintana? I don't know. Sounds like someone's name. Alright, this is... I don't know. Not a great hand. Final Showdown's never coming to life. This is a dead card in my hand. This 2 basic lands, which means Leyline Binding, costs a lot. So the only card I have is Lightning Helix. Can I hold off with just Lightning Helix? I am going first, right? I don't want to lose a card if I'm going first. It's not great, but we'll have to make do. Play the Copperline Gorge. Swamp. Do I have to play the Razorverge Ticket here? This Leyline Binding is just useless with all these fast lands. I don't even have that many fast lands in the deck. Well, I guess this is only going to cost 4. No, let's do it. Or not cost 4, cost 5 if I play 1 land. So the Leyline Binding was never going to do anything. Tenacious Underdog. Cool. These are not great cards in my hand. I gotta tell you that. I'm gonna start taking 3 from the Underdog just because... I mean, I have a pretty good hold against this deck if it's just mono black. The problem with that is the draws I have are abysmal, so I really just have hold off. Oh, this is great. Yeah, I'll let him do that. It's exactly what I wanted. Let's get a mountain out. Thank you. That helped me significantly. Reveals I choose an artifact or creature from it. Okay, here you go. Yeah, good luck. I'll go to my turn then. Oh, look, the artifact that you wanted to choose. Cornucopia. Very corny. Like, if there's a shield right here, nothing I can do about that. He can see all my hand. So. Count Dracula. Oh boy.
Violence is necessary.
That's a sword.
To set things right. You wish to know my secrets?
Temporary
Very
lockdown.
well.
Alright, what am I doing here? I don't think I need another forest, so let's play this name Angel and bind the count. Flash speed or nothing. I gotta do it right here.
Balance may never be restored now.
Aclazat. when it dies. I can make that lose the ability. But I am gonna have to discard a card, right? I don't want to do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7, and I can play Atraxa. I have to do this. And it gives me some cards. And it also gains me 4 life. Alright, not a great draw 7, but it is a draw 7. For the commercial district, yeah, the commercial district will have to do. Lightning Helix will have to do, and temporary lockdown. That's something. I can discard Glimpse. I don't need any more ramp. Liliana.
This is my home, and I don't appreciate it when people touch my things. Off you go.
Guess I'll discard the Glimpse. It's a lot of damage. So another Atraxa. That's nice. All right, how do I do this though? I definitely want to kill Liliana, but I don't have to do it this turn. It's just gonna make me discard. Temporary lockdown's pretty useful. Final Showdown is not as useful because then I can't get rid of the underdog. He does not have that many, but if I just play this here, gain 4 life. I get a lot of cards, but I can't really use those cards. So first I'm playing the land. Alright, 1. I don't have black, right? So I don't have domain for 1. And I am a little bit afraid of the Aclazaz just killing me here, so let's put out a temporary lockdown. Does he want to kill his own underdog? He does. Okay. That's fine. It taxes his mana a little bit, if that's what he wants to do. I don't need another temporary lockdown now?
We all have things we rather forget.
Shieldred's scary. Shieldred's very scary. Not blocking this. Down to 6. But it's okay, I'll gain a lot of life.
Knew this was a waste
I have
of
3
time.
white, right? So 1, 2. This is gonna be 7 to make all creatures lose all ability. Do I want to take the 2 just to do that? Okay, what am I playing this turn that would matter here? If I play Atraxa, I can Leyline Bind one of these. If I draw it. And if I don't draw it, that would be a big trouble. But he doesn't have that much, right? So if I do it right now, I'm just afraid of him making me discard a card. I still think I do it here. Lose all ability, destroy all creatures. There we go. Now playing the land in case he has another Liliana. Tenacious underdog. It's not that tenacious at this point. You can have the draws. It's annoying, but oh, okay. So, guess it didn't matter either way. We now definitely have the upper hand because we're gaining life. Leyline Binding is nice. I guess I want a Swamp, right? I also want Her Migration. That's all I can get, which is okay. Tapped wrong, I think. Should have kept one of the planks open. Did I have? If I had a chance to. I might not. No, I did. So if that's the case, should I play a Plains? No, this costs 3. What am I? Oh, I'm missing an island too. Okay, well, it is what it is. Cool. Her migration to her migration will definitely beat a black deck. He can deadly cover up. Okay, he's not going to deadly cover up. That's good for me. Avarice, okay. Now he cannot deadly cover up. He's going to discard my Atraxa. That's annoying, but at least I put a really good card on top. So let's start getting 4 force down. How many times can he kill this? Or 4 force, 3 3s, 4 3 3s. Really? Alright, well, let's get a... It was a swamp before. Path of Peril. Should I just take that out? I mean, it's only dealing 3 damage, but he's getting card draws from it. He might have a cut down though. He did. Cool. This is important. It does show what I have. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I have enough. So you have another path? Now another Path of Peril. I'm going to top deck a lot of lands, so that is something I cannot avoid. There's actually a lot of dead cards left in the deck, because I did draw 3 Atraxas already. Right? Since I draw 3 Atraxas, there's only 1 left out of 32 cards. That's my only bomb. I think I have... Oh, I do have more Her Migrations. That's important. Let's not overload the board. Go for the throw. So you have another removal. It's gonna make a Murex, okay. Huh. Well, what are the odds? Go for the throw again. Alright, I think I learned my lesson. And holding back it. Well, I didn't really hold back a track. I played all of my mana, but this is gonna give me 4 million life. There's that 4 million. And now, draw cards. Okay, so another Her Migration. A Murex. And I guess we'll get a Guildpact. We'll play out the Murex. How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I don't have enough. Another Aquazat? I think I'm gonna... Well, first I should attack, right? He's not gonna block, is he? He blocks. I don't think that's right. What does blocking do? I forgot the Mirrors. Whoops. Alright, let's sacrifice this Sphinx to search for an island. In response. In response. Alright. Just gonna bring back the Outlaws. You know it comes into play tapped, right? What was the plan here? Yeah, GG. Alright, our opponent is Ignis Fatali? Fatalis? Fatal is. Ignis Fatal is. Alright, we get Guildpact, which is very important, and then that's about it. But we do have Lightning Helix. I think I'm gonna keep. Yeah. Kumano faces Kakazan. He's gonna Kakami turn 1. Alright. Glimpse never happening against red. Oh boy. Oh, Rakdos. They're gonna fling shit at me. Slick shot, show off. Okay. Just comes in right away. This is the battlefield tapped. So, do I Helix this? I don't think. That's kind of tricky, right? Because I want to Helix this, but then he has a free reign on to whatever he wants to do next turn. Whereas if I Leyline Binding it after he pumps it, then I can Cornucopia. Doesn't help. I can't Cornucopia into a Leyline Binding, so Helix also gains a lot of life with Cornucopia, but you know, if he has pumps, I'm kind of just screwed next turn. Let's get back to life he dealt. Swiss Sphere. That's it, just 3 damage. I thought it'd be more. Cornucopia. It's not a fling spell, because fling spell I think are sorcery in the current meta, so it's probably a burn spell. I have 1 removal. Huh. See how this works. Okay, can't remove that. Just take the damage. I want to remove this, right? I mean, he's never gonna really play it, so. Let's get the Leyline Binding in. Don't really have the time. More lands. That's not great. Maybe it is great. Okay, only search for a forest. Alright, 1, 2, 3 lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 mana next turn plus Swamp 7. That's Atraxa. Good luck with your face down cards. Oh man, he's gonna eat it next turn. But I do have shields down for 2 turns, so I'm gonna hope I get lucky. Felonious Rage. I'm not sure if you want to play that there. It does get a lot of damage in, but I'll show you what happens next turn. This is what happened when Cornucopia and Atraxa combines. I think our opponent's just gonna explode. Alright, I don't have a Leyline Binding, so I guess Case it is. Lightning Helix is cool. Mirrors is cool. Her Migration is cool. Yeah, I like that. You wanna flip one of these face up? For how many? For 5? Do it! Yeah, he's just gonna explode. Good game. Okay, well, our opponent is Rex Dolaron. Nice name. Mono red player you. Alright, one white. One promising vein can give me the other white. But this is just 3 color base. So temporary lockdown still costs 3. I mean, the Leyline Binding still costs 3. Final Showdown is a dead card. We do get to go first. I don't want to mulligan this, but I don't have any ramp in this hand. I'm kind of scared. We'll say hi. What can I get? Commercial district, it's lands. I need lands. Lands of multiple types. Mono? Yeah. You don't say. Alright, do I want to fetch for a white here? Would I need a temporary lockdown next turn? I'm not going to be able to get to a temporary lockdown next turn anyways, right? If I play commercial district, they still cost 3. Boros. Okay. Oh, Illuminator deck. Cool. I can't believe this, but I have to sack for a white. Let's see, if I sack for a black, right, that's going to be 3, 4, which means this costs 2. I could take down the Illuminator, but I don't have an off-white for anything else, so I have to take a white here. Glimpse is nice, but I don't think I have time right now. Cornucopia is definitely nice too. It's gonna target. He gets to connive. I have to stop this right now, right? He does get to connive regardless, but it's not very good because I didn't target your creature. Can make it a 4/4. You know your Kumano's haste, right? Oh no, it made it lose its ability, right? I knew that. What are you talking about? I'm so smart. Well, let's see what my top deck is. And it's gonna be another Atraxa. Well, am I tossing that Atraxa? So next turn I'm Cornucopia into a Glimpse, but I don't have a land. I would much rather draw a land. What can he do here? He can pump, but it doesn't do anything because it's not targeting. Alright, we took out his threats for the time being. Maybe he has to play with fire in my face? I'm pretty sure it's a play with fire. Yep. Down to 10 for now. Oh, he wants that as a creature. That's not good. He's a creature and he can protect probably. If he just pumps it, I'm all for it. He does get to draw a card here, right? That's not nice. It's not a land at least. So I'm down to 4. Ooh. Why would you ever do that? I'll gain a life, thank you. Kill it before it gets protection. Go up to 11. I still only have 4 lands. This ramp deck is pacing our opponent's hand. 1 for 1. Glimpse into a forest. Actually, I don't need to glimpse into a forest. I can return a cave. It's a bit slower, but you know? Either way, I can Atraxa next turn. Play with fire in my face again, sure. That's a lot of your cards gone. I'm still at 10. Do I have everything? I just don't have black, right? And the Cornucopia can be my black mana. Cool. I want to play this. Would that matter? I don't have black mana either way, so I don't think it matters. Yeah, I don't think it matters. We shall attract. That's game 4 life. I think he's gonna quit now. We land Atraxa with a Leyline Binding, a Lining Helix. I don't need the Cavern, so I think I'll get a forest. Okay, definitely. No, definitely want this. And do I want a forest? I'll get a forest. I think it's fine. And I'll play a forest. Don't have domain, but he's looking at it like how's he playing Atraxa? Cornucopia, bitch. You want to play a degenerate deck? You get degenerate losses. There you go. GG. Goodbye. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you've seen all of those games, how did you feel? I like this deck. It definitely leaves something wanting from the rotation set. Maybe Bloomburrow can add more cards or change some of the cards out. There's a few things I do want to talk about, and it's pretty important. Well, first of all, let's talk about the win rates. I played 7 games. I won 4. 4 out of 7 isn't bad, but it's also not fantastic because I like to have 7 out of 7. I'm greedy that way. But the games that I lost, it feels like I'm just drawing the wrong side of the deck, which a lot of ramp decks can happen, right? If you draw all lands, all ramps, and no bombs, that's not going to work. If you draw all bombs and no ramps, that's not going to work. And the meta is too fast for us to have time to recover. So with Domain Atraxa decks, it usually is already a problem. Now that our draws and our ramp or filtering is a little bit jankier, that's going to happen even more. Now this deck actually has no card draw, right? There's no card draw at all. The only card advantage we have is Atraxa and maybe one case of the Hothouse. It's not really that much. So the Atraxas are good. That's the heart of the deck. But 5 card advantage cards in 60, that's a little bit harder to actually trigger off. And that does mean that we need to look into more card advantage cards from the Bloomburrow set. Another thing that I want to talk about are, another 2 things, right? The Omen Path Journey, Case of the Hothouse, I think these cards needs to go. They're 4 mana ramps, and they're not Invasion of Zendikar level 4 mana ramps, so I don't think they're that good. You could definitely put in Invasion of Zendikar. The problem is, without Topiary Stompers, we're never actually attacked as Invasion of Zendikar. So that is something to also consider. If you want, cut all 4 of these and put 4 Invasion of Zendikar, and that will be more of the traditional Domain Atraxa decks. That might be better, that might work better, who knows, right? But Final Showdown, definitely one card that I really want to cut. It's a one-off, and I think it's not bad, but the problem with the Shuffler in Arena is that it'll just keep showing up in your deck or in your hand if you have a one-off. So every opener I draw Final Showdown. You see that in a game, so almost every opener or after every mulligan, Final Showdown's there. It's just, what the heck? I don't want this early game. This is a 1 mana spree that goes into at least 5, right? I don't want this opening. It's just not that good. We did see that one game against what is the Illuminated Virtuoso, that Final Showdown's 2 mana ability that make them lose their ability came into play, but Virtuoso's rotating out, so I don't think it matters. I think it's rotating out, right? I think it's from New Capenna. So yeah, and I don't want Final Showdown. I want something better. Temporary Lockdown, definitely good. Lining Helix, definitely good. So it's really hard to figure out what to cut and what to put in, but these 2 cards and this card needs to go. And the land base, I think the land base is great, but of course, getting Leyline Binding down is very hard. I think maybe we have to cut down Leyline Binding to less or put in more Guildpact to ensure that our Leyline Binding comes off more often. But that's where, we're running out of places to put cards into this deck, and you really have to think about how to fine-tune it better. I don't know if Domain Atraxa can work after rotation. I think a lot of people really want it to work, myself included, but we have to see. I haven't looked at every single Bloomburrow cards and think about how they synergize with this deck, but I guess we'll have to see. And Bloom Barrel is not the only card that's coming in after rotation, right? There are more sets afterwards, and maybe those sets will give Atraxa another run for its money. And Atraxa is just so good with Cavern of Souls because that's an uncounterable comes in, and look at the top 10 cards to put potentially 6 cards in your hand. That's something. All right, well, that's really all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me. That is all the decks I have for rotation proof coming up to Bloom Burrow. Afterwards, we're going to play some Bloom Burrow decks, so stick around for that. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.